Going live and beep. Hi, welcome
What up?
to Top TENish. My name is Bronson Fiore, joined by Mr. Aaron Reynolds.
What up, Bronson? How you doing?
I'm doing good. We're here to pick 10 Sony franchises, PlayStation franchises for the PlayStation Nation.
Hell yeah!
So what is the best 10 franchises Sony has in their back pocket?
And we've been talking about Nintendo. We've been talking about Microsoft. It seemed only fair. We ought to round this out.
Also, man, when I went to go look for like PlayStation franchises, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's really weird how many of the like big marquee like things that you associate with PlayStation are not actually fucking owned by PlayStation at all.
That's interesting. You think that's just them working the multi-plats over the years, or?
Well, I mean, on the PlayStation 1, it's like clearly just like, oh, well, there's like PlayStation 1 and to an extent PlayStation 2, it's like, well, I mean, of course you're going to make games for
Yeah.
like who else? And then like you start to notice on this list like PlayStation 3 and 4 is where they start like really building out their own studios.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like yeah, it was weird. Like it was really weird to look through and be like, oh, you know, because like you look through and you're like, oh yeah, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, fucking, you know, just like all these like games that are like famous on PlayStation.
Yep.
Are not, you know, Crash Bandicoot. You know, like these games that people go out and buy PlayStation 4
Mm-hmm.
are like not, you know, are not PlayStation, you know, owned by Sony in any way, shape, or form. So like one of our rules was like we had to like it had to be owned by Sony.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah,
like,
that's the idea.
you know, like these are PlayStation franchises. They're owned by Sony. If they want, you know, if they want to go ahead and, you know, like I'm sure that somewhere, so like Sony would love a new Metal Gear to come out on their platform,
Sure.
but they have no say in that. That is purely up to the folks at Konami.
Right. And yeah, we'll probably be looking at this list in the same way that we did with Xbox and you know, Nintendo. We did this with Nintendo too. It was they're going forward. There's a new console generation now that's just beginning, and we're still kind of working our way into that. And we need to whittle this list down and see what the top 10 franchises for them going forward from here.
Yeah. Well,
are.
what are they gonna ride? There's a lot of shit on here that I just like. That's like gonna be like quick cuts.
I will say this is probably the biggest list I think we've gotten out of the group.
Because PlayStation really does just like publish a lot of shit and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
And then some of these like were Vita only or PSP only or primarily, or like got it like or were popular for a time and then just like disappeared.
Right. Exactly.
So let's get cracking.
Let's work our way through this, because yeah, I was looking through a lot of these. I'm like, you're right. They own that. I haven't seen that in quite a while, but hey, sure.
I think like we should just go through and start picking cuts.
Okay.
I'm looking at this list, and like the first one that I want to go ahead and cut, looking at it, is Invisimals.
What the hell even is that?
That was that PSP game where you used the PSP camera for.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was like this PSP game where you use the PSP camera, and eventually it made it to the Vita, like 3 years into its life. And it's like, okay, you capture animals that only you can. It's like big AR game. It's like AR Pokemon almost.
Yeah.
But like,
okay.
You know, going back to the conversation that we frequently had with, you know, Microsoft is like, yeah, I think you could do something cool with it, but I think that Sony doesn't make portables anymore, and I think that no one gave a fuck about that franchise to begin with.
Looking at this list, I can tell you that we're probably going to have that to say about a lot of these.
I'm sure somebody, as the old statement goes, something is someone's favorite game.
Absolutely. And to be fair, I do love that fact about Sony in terms of what we're seeing here, which is just they are willing to try shit.
Yeah, which is always nice. Like it's, I mean, it's how you land on your, your God of Wars and your Uncharted's and your Killzones is that you occasionally put out a Toomba.
Yep.
Or you occasionally put out a neck.
Right. So, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. I think we should start just kind of going wild here.
All right, go.
Wonder Book. Oh my god, I forgot about Wonder Book.
I primarily remember it for the E3 show floor area.
Okay.
Where you could like sit down and like read and like it was like all comfy and like this is like the worst position you could put all these people in. I always hate the behind closed doors demos at E3.
Sure.
Because they're dark.
Yep.
And they're air conditioned.
In on a nice comfy couch sometimes, depending on
yeah, or really nice chairs or even decent chairs. I cannot tell you how hard it was to stay awake during the Uncharted 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 press events I went to.
Ooh.
But yeah, Wonder Book can go. That shit.
Wonder Book can go. That was sure an interesting idea, but that's not. Come on.
Ragdoll Kung Fu.
Oh my god! I see. Yeah, part of the fun of this is just going through the memories. Like
I remember that came out on it was a PlayStation 3 digital game, and I'm like, oh dude, this like totally could be like a Smash Bros thing for them, and I played it. It was awful. Had a good theme song though.
Sure.
Had a good theme song there.
All right. Yep.
Ragdoll Kung Fu can go. All right, you pick one.
What is Hustle Kings?
That's the pool one. So like that was like really big on PS3 and Vita. Like you play pool. You got different pool things. Okay, you know like those pinball games that are really popular?
Sure.
Imagine that, but for pool.
Okay.
I'm willing to cut it, but like yeah.
That's a cut, but if it I will concede on the fact that people had fun with it, for sure.
Yeah, like I just need to tell you what it is.
I appreciate it. No, for all of these, I want you to be, let's talk about each of them, even if it's just a sentence.
Jumping Flash. That was a really neat tech demo for PS1.
Okay.
Like, look at 3D in first person, bro. Whoa! and then like it's garbage. Are you cool cutting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, Jumping Flash gone. All right, go.
What's Pain?
Pain was so the Pain, do you know those like Burnout Crash those like Burnout Crash levels? It's that, but you played a dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You remember this on PS3. Yeah. It was like they promoted it so hard. Dude.
Weird, which I think is weird because that never really caught on to me. First of all, Skate already did it with their Hall of Meat. That's perfected.
It was done by San Diego Studio and Deck 9.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
that
not perfected.
Like, I remember that. What is up, Derek? We're counting down the top 10 PlayStation franchises. Yeah, I think Pain can go.
Yep.
I think in the same era, like Flow can go.
That one, because this is the franchise, right?
Yeah.
So Flow, Flower.
No, those are not owned by Sony.
Oh.
Sony only owns Flow. They don't own Flower or Journey.
Oh, weird. Okay, well then.
That's why Journey's on PC now.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's nothing you can really do as far as I know. That
it was an interesting PlayStation 3 launch title.
Yeah, I'm good with cutting that.
Logging into a web browser to use the online store for PS3. Fucking Jesus. Dude,
God.
I would love, dude. I want to dude, listening to like my cousin tell me shit about like early PS3 days, like is always the most hilarious shit. Is like I paid $600 to play Resistance and MotorStorm, to not have cross game chat or a working store or custom soundtracks, and I'm like, that's cool. Hey man, I'm playing Gears v Pinata. I'll talk to you later.
Right, yeah. Yep. Man.
Resogun better be in that top 10. I swear to God.
We'll
Resogun's a
see.
great. We'll see. Resogun's great. I do love Resogun. I actually kind of think Stardust HD is better, but that's a discussion we'll get to when we get there.
Right, yeah. Nah.
I played a lot of Resogun. I made sure to conquer that high score list until they reset it. Then I kind of took wins out of my sails. All right, where do you want to go? Was it your cut or mine?
It's mine. What's Motor Tune?
Motor Tune was the cartoon racing game that they made before Gran Turismo. Like it was they used like their experience in that to go make Gran Turismo.
Okay.
Do anything else after. I'm cool cutting it.
Yeah, great for bringing us Gran Turismo.
Yep.
Right.
iToy, I don't think they're ever going to do anything with it again.
I put too many hours into iToy, the original one.
Yeah, same. I still have the game. I don't know where my camera is.
Yeah, it was a good time. I don't know, like for a dumb thing. It was like, this is obviously like years and years before the Kinect. It was like, here's this fucking thing you can do with your camera. It's nuts. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually still have like my memory card saved, and you can see a picture of like 13-year-old Bronson on it.
Holy shit! You gotta dig that up one day.
I'm playing around. I just saw it near the Order 1866 and got triggered. Super Stardust is probably better, to be honest. So these are not in order. These
not yet. No, we're not even close to that.
We're not even the ordering is done once we have the top 10. All right, what do you want to murder?
Let's see. You took the one I was gonna murder, so let's see here. What is Untold Legends?
Untold Legends. That was, I want to say that was a PSP game. No, that was a PSP launch title. It was done by like Sony Online Entertainment, and it was like, I don't know, it was like Baldur's Gate for the PSP. Fucking, and then they didn't do anything with it.
Great. All right. I think I can go.
Dude, I love Sony. Like, once again, I love Sony because, like, the reason this list is so much longer than Xbox or Nintendo, like, it's so much longer, is because they're willing to be like, I don't know, put this fucking EverQuest Baldur's Gate shit on the PSP, see if it does better. No,
that's good.
That's
whatever. Because what's worked?
They've probably burnt so much money doing this shit.
I think the real test is once we start narrowing it down to like the top 15 or top 20, like what worked in these experiments.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna get real dirty.
Yep.
I'm looking here, and I think that we can get rid of Sports Champions.
Was that with the move? Stuff?
Yeah, that was that move. Yeah,
I remember. I have a specific memory of playing that at your house.
Yep, same. I remember I went out and I bought it, and we played it like the weekend it came out. And we're like, wow, this is like the fidelity on this is so much better than the Wii.
Yeah, it worked. It was, but it was that.
It was really cool, and then like a couple shooters used it, and then no one cared until VR.
Yeah, and VR, they're kind of picking up where Move left off, but it hasn't been really insane from there. But anyway, yeah, that can go. Not a problem. Dance Party?
That was the Move dance game for PS3.
Was that their like, well, Nintendo's going Just Dance, and I mean, obviously that's multi-plat, but
Microsoft has Dance. Yeah, kind of.
And then Dance Central's kind of Xbox.
It came bundled with my PS3. It was okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can.
All right, or my PS3 Slim, because at one point I had 3 PS3s.
Jesus.
All right. So one came with that like 3D monitor I bought.
Right.
And then one was mine, my fat one. and I wanted one with a bigger hard drive that wasn't dying, so I bought a Slim.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay.
I think that. All right, so I want to preface this with you could do some real cool shit with this IP. You would do a lot of cool shit with this IP.
Okay.
But the one game they made with it is trash, and that's Lair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I think Dragon aerial combat game.
Yep.
Totally worth your time. But that game, even after they fixed the controls via patch, ended up being trash. I think we can let Lair go.
That's the game I think of when I think of early PS3 before I jumped on was Lair. Such a cool idea that did not apparently translate.
I remember being in the GameSpot System Wars forums at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like the PlayStation, like, and the rules of System Wars are anything less than a 9 out of 10 is a flop.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And like the PS3 exclusives via their rules were flopping. So for example, you had Warhawk was a flop.
Yep.
And Heavenly Sword was a flop. Even though they scored 8s and were pretty good games, they were flops.
Man.
And you go and like Warhawk got an 8.5 and it was an awesome game, but it
technically flopped. All right.
Yeah. So like everyone is betting all this money on Lair, and it gets like a 4.
Oh.
And just heartbreaking. And it was also a real bummer because like Warhawk was like a real. That was like in my opinion, that was like the first big PS3 game where I was like, dude, I kind of want a PS3 now.
Sure.
It was like that and like Ratchet and Clank, and I didn't like the first Uncharted was good, but it wasn't like all the way there. But yeah, so yeah, we can get rid of Lair.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I associate that's what I always think of just like, and Quinn was super excited for Lair. He's like, I don't know, man, I kind of want to get a PS3 for this. And then like just the room goes silent as it gets a full.
What
a
bummer.
Anyway, go on.
Kind of similar. They could have done some interesting stuff with this. I think there are other franchises that the more we get into this, I think they'll be able to expand on this idea. But Mag can go.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. I played that with Mark a good amount. That was a very interesting, well-made game. It's just like if you were not with at minimum like a posse of 4 dudes who wanted to roll as a squad, there wasn't a lot there, and it didn't have a campaign. Like I own that disc; it's worthless now. You can't do anything with it. It's not even like Warhawk. Like Warhawk, you can at least do like Warhawk lands,
right?
And shit.
Yeah.
Like this is like nothing.
Man.
So
it's just a shame because I was so psyched for that game. Like the fact that they could get 256 players on one map.
On a console.
On a console.
Like crazy.
Holy shit. And then you had your factions that you could choose to be a part of. And like that shit was so fun. And then like, I don't know, it just never delivered on that feeling.
And like it was like it was made by like the SOCOM guys, and you thought like, oh man, you have this pedigree, and like and like some people really liked it. Like I remember Jeff gave it a 4 out of 5, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it did some smart things, and I think that that studio doesn't exist anymore. Bummer, because like I think that you could. You could approach that again. And like,
imagine a selling point for the PS5 being like, we took the SOCOM developers and we said, get as many fucking guys as you can onto one map. We're gonna sell it as Mag 2 or Mag colon something, and that would have done something. But I think that's dead. I think they've left that behind.
Yeah, I think that kind of game is just so owned by Battlefield at this point.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
And it's a bummer because I like playing Mag more than I like playing Battlefield.
Yeah.
Speaking of Where is it? 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 So I'll find it in a minute, but SOCOM.
SOCOM? Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, if we're cutting Mag, we're definitely cutting SOCOM.
Really? The franchise SOCOM?
Yeah, I think that that game is cool. I think that it'd be an interesting Rainbow Six competitor.
Yeah.
But I also think that looking at this lineup, I'm like, there are at minimum 2 better shooters here.
I mean, shooters, sure.
If you want to keep it for another pass, I'm cool. I think
I would say another pass because SOCOM on name recognition alone can pass a whole bunch of these.
Real history, like if you were on like the 5 people like myself who owned a PS2 internet adapter,
sure.
That game was real interesting. It was also one of the first games that like encouraged you to like use a headset.
Right. See, I never had interest in SOCOM ever, but I heard people talk about SOCOM and play SOCOM all the time. So I don't know, just on that alone, I feel like.
Yeah, dude. I know some dudes who were just crazy about that game, that were just nuts over it.
Yep.
And so yeah, I can see it coming back in like some capacity, but
sure.
You know, I think Buzz can go.
You think Buzz can go?
Yeah, I think Buzz can go.
Yeah. I think there's room for trivia games, but I don't know. Like, I feel like if I wanted to do something like that, I would rather play like You Don't Know Jack.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like if like Seen It came back, I'd be like, okay. All right, what one do you want to get rid of?
Seen It. Wow, I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Tomba?
Yeah, there's only one of those. It's largely forgotten. It's a really good platformer on the PS1.
But they don't think that. I certainly don't remember what this game is.
Pink-haired caveman.
Okay, I mean, if I saw a cover, I'd probably recognize it. But yeah.
They made a second one. Jim Sterling loves this game. It was I want to say it was made by like Sony Japan, but Yep. It's a platformer RPG type deal.
Chat's going for some interesting cuts.
Uncharted. Piss off the internet.
Oh my
Piss it off real good.
Sure.
Oh man, as long as we're at, let's cut God of War. Knack is obviously best franchise. Of course.
Yeah, of course. Let's see.
Honest, I am very glad that we did not at one point run into the Knack developers, the E3 I was there for Knack 2.
Yeah.
Because they would have thought we were the biggest dicks. Because like we were like, oh my god, dude, Knack 2. We gotta get a picture with Knack. And it's not because like, oh, we're such big fans of Knack. It's because
no.
Like, oh my god, they made another one. Really?
This fucking. How do you keep this train wreck going? Fuckers.
Like, it was yeah.
Do you want to just cut Knack now, or do you want to keep it there for fun?
No. Uncharted is my favorite PlayStation franchise. I was trying to make a list, but when I hit return, I just entered it in chat. Uncharted will most likely be in the top 10. I think we can kill Knack now. I think there are many other mascot options. I think that second game was a lot of fun. Better than it deserved to be, but not good enough to be like top 10 franchises.
Yeah,
Especially when you got Sly, Ratchet, Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
A little Big Planet floating up there.
We got to start cutting just a little bit faster because I guess not necessarily, but it's just a lot.
All right, where is Knack? I have Knack.
So let's see. I'm gonna go for Eye of Judgment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Card game.
Card game. Cool idea.
AR stuff. Yeah.
Very cool idea. I think that if you did it with a card game that actually mattered, like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering, it'd be like the most popular fucking game in the world.
Sure. If they got like a tie-in somewhere.
But the thing is, Yu-Gi-Oh cards have a little fucking tag.
Yep.
For card codes. All you have to do is just fucking, hey, tell the camera, right-hand corner,
Yep.
Scan that shit.
Yep.
This is what I bring up. And then every year, every like half year, you can put out a patch being like, all right, here's the new sets.
Yep.
Oh,
They could easily do it.
Make so much money. Get people to buy so many cards. All right. Mod Nation, go.
Oh, Mod Nation. That was. I kind
That
of like the idea, but that released like within the same month as Blur and Split Second.
That was that like monster month where they crammed Blur, Split Second, Alan Wake, Mario Galaxy 2, and Red Dead Redemption all into like a 2-week period.
That was a hell of a time.
All during my finals for my senior year of high school.
Fantastic.
I slept so much in class.
Fair.
All right. So,
Downhill Domination.
I love that game. It's probably one of my favorite PS2 games. They only made one. It's a bummer that they're not making more. I want more, but it's not a top 10 franchise.
Yeah.
Let's see. ATV Off-Road.
Like, that is, I assume, a successful franchise because they kept making them, and I still see them occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I have good memories of playing ATV on other people's consoles because I would never spend that money on myself. But yeah, that can go. That will exist regardless.
Yep. All right. What about yours next?
I'm gonna do a cut to the heart real quick. Vib Ribbon.
No, motherfucker.
Top 10.
No, go. Let's see. Dude, Blur is so fucking good. Still play with some of my best friend. Good old PS3.
There are lots of. I think Blur won the popularity contest on that. I was a split second person myself, and then none of us got what we wanted. So.
Yeah, that made that studio go out of business.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That was. Oh man.
God, fucking Bizarre Creations. You were too good for this world. Yeah, I understand, but Vib Ribbon's fucking cool, man.
I agree.
You put your CD in, and it makes a level based on your fucking music. It's fucking awesome.
That's fantastic. Maybe there's a way to expand on it, but there are plenty of games doing that now, and they do that because Vib Ribbon exists, and I appreciate Vib Ribbon for that. But where do you go with Vib Ribbon now?
Why is the Order 1886 on here? That game was shit.
Yeah, let's get rid of the Order 1886. I see you're diverting us from cutting Vib Ribbon, but also let's cut 1886.
Cut Vib Ribbon. Fucking god damn it! I know it's not top 10. I know,
but you're right. They could do something with Vib Ribbon.
Fucking put your Blu-ray movies in based levels based off that.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of shmups on here. I'm gonna say we can kill Dead Nation.
Sure. I think that
it was a picture Smash TV, but the zombie apocalypse.
That sounds all right.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Oh, and co-op.
That sounds great, but not like I hadn't heard of it. So,
Destruction All Stars came out like today, so we have no idea. I mean, it can go.
That can go for right now. I like the idea, but that also has an air of like maybe this will be just one-off thing. Or maybe this will be their sort of Splatoon, their makeup sport kind of thing. I don't know. Sound Shapes.
Oh fuck! I love that game. That's a real good fucking game.
Sure.
I think that is like that game. Yeah, they only made one, but it was real awesome. It was a real good Vita game too. But I know why. I see why you get rid of it.
Yeah.
White Knight Chronicles.
White Knight Chronicles is... I've heard that name a bunch of times.
It was a pretty good JRPG, but it was like...
Okay.
Overall, like, I don't know what you would do with more.
Gone.
Right, next.
Ark the Lad.
Yeah, that can go. Same.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, Wild Arms can go.
Wild Arms. I have a distinct memory of like a Wild Arms advertisement in an old Tips and Tricks that I still think about, but I never touched those games.
as funny as it is for all of the stuff going on in the PS3 launch with it, Genji.
Sure. Yeah.
I can
Genji.
go. All right. Pixel Junk. I think that can go.
Yeah, Pixel Junk. I've heard, you know, people like Pixel Junk.
Very prolific on PS3. Lots of love on the PS3 for that series, but
Sure.
it's just not a top 10, you know, franchise.
Yeah. Jet Moto.
I think you can cut it. I think it's very much in the similar like story as Wave Race, where it's like this was very technically impressive at the time and a fun game, but
Yeah.
not what you want. I think Drive Club.
Drive Club. They're trying to make Drive Club work. But
They tried to make Drive Club work.
Yeah.
I think Destruction Derby can go.
I'm trying to remember what Destruction Derby was.
Destruction Derby, so I'm not sure if you ever watched Jeff and like the GameSpot crew talk about like PS1 games. PS1 games, but it's like the it's literally just a Destruction Derby game.
I may have actually played it. I just,
Yeah.
you know, it was someone else's house, so that's just what I did. Yeah, that can go.
Yeah, so Destruction Derby gone. I think Astrobot can go.
Astrobot has been reviewed really well.
Dude, that game is cool. Like, it's a nice little tech demo, and it's like that VR game is neat, but it's like here, let's go jerk off to PlayStation nostalgia for a little bit with this like competent platformer that like shows off this tech real well, but like I wouldn't like it. Out of the mascot platformers, I'm not taking it over Ratchet.
I mean, sure. But, like, if we cut this, I have a list of games now to cut.
Let's do it! Let's start cleaving, motherfucker!
All right. You ready for this?
All right, go ahead.
We're going to cut that. Loco Roco.
Sure, go. Where is it?
Below Patapon.
Yeah, that game is a fun Vita experience, but is only really good on Vita.
Right, which...
Because of or PSP, you know, like, it's... But, like, Sony doesn't make handhelds anymore, so fuck it!
Yep. Gone. Patapon.
Why do you hurt me?
Because, look, man, you want to talk about comparing Astrobot and Patapon's place in current PlayStation.
Okay, yes, but I think you can do more with Patapon.
What do you do with Patapon?
Patapon is a rhythm strategy game.
Sure.
So, you have to run different troops by running different sick beats. But it's all like tribal drum beats. So, pata, 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 pone, 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 pone. And yeah.
It just seems like a good game that worked with a handheld console. It was a good game to get with a handheld PlayStation thing. But
all right. Medieval.
Yeah, that they're not doing anything with that.
They made that remake and no one cared.
Yep. Fun idea, but.
Soul Sacrifice.
Soul Sacrifice. Yeah, we can get rid of that.
That was a really fun Monster Hunter clone, but it's a shame that Monster Hunter exists.
Yeah, like good. Yeah. Some of these, I just want to point out while I'm looking at some of these, you're listing as individual games that I'm pretty sure are a single franchise, unless you know something I don't.
They are a franchise, even though they're a single game. Or a pair of games.
No. Like you have Demon Souls and Bloodborne.
Those are separate franchises.
I guess you call them a Souls game.
Not they play similar, but they are separate franchises.
Okay. Well, Ico, Shadow Colossus, and Last Guardian are the same franchise.
So you'd put that all in the same franchise?
I would call it the Ico. It's like the Ico trilogy.
Okay. I will. Well, then we will shave that down just to Shadow.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So looking through here, Days Gone was kind of neat, but I think we can get rid of it.
Is Days Gone the biker one?
That's the biker Zambo one.
There are some people that are into that game, and I don't know if they're going to do anything with it going forward, but I do not think it is a top 10 franchise.
With that, I think Days Gone as well. Days Gone.
We
Until
already
Dawn,
got rid of
sorry.
Days Gone, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, Until Dawn. Sorry.
Until Dawn. I think Until Dawn has potential, but top 10, I don't think it is.
All right. As much as I love you, David Jaffe, Calling All Cars can go.
Yeah, Calling All Cars can go.
I think that got as far as it did because of its creator. The credit. All right, all right, where do we want to go next?
All right, we want to go. Ooh, okay. I got to get away from the top of this list. See now we're starting to get into some stuff. Coolboarders. No, I don't want to cut that yet. Tearaway.
This is another case of, man, that was a really awesome game on a portable.
Yeah.
Like, and if like they still had a portable, I'd be like, fucking fuck no.
Right.
But they don't. So, and then it just turns into like a platformer with some, like, I think you could do some interesting stuff with the adaptive triggers maybe, but like if we're getting rid of Astronaut, we're getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Which, shame. I'm doubling back to SOCOM.
Really? Over some of these. All right.
I do that, or I do Heavenly Sword.
Oh, yeah. You played Heavenly Sword, and like, so I like to hear your thoughts on it, but I feel like they could do something with that if they wanted to.
It was a really good God of War clone for the time. Like, it was a real interesting God of War clone.
And now they've got a new direction with God of War. It's like, so what is Heavenly Sword's place in this?
So it's like, does Heavenly Sword keep doing what God of War did? Is
it like does it try to be classic God of War while modern God of War does something different?
Yeah, the developer for it is owned by Microsoft now.
Oh wow! So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's not to say that they couldn't, do something with it, but yeah.
The voice acting and like presentation of that game was really good. It was a real good showpiece for what the PS3 was, but like,
okay.
Like, I think you could do some cool stuff with it. It's just that you do way cooler stuff with other games on this franchise.
Sure. Okay. All right. Again, trying stuff.
All right. Well, where do you go?
We got rid of SOCOM, right?
Yeah. No, we didn't.
We did not. Let's see. Well, let's get rid of first. Okay, so I want to bring this up because I want to talk about it. There's potential for it if they actually went out and did it right, but PlayStation All-Stars.
I think it stays for a little longer. It might be top 10 worthy because, like, here's the thing:
the potential there.
If they went out and they did it right, if they went out and they said, "All right," like. They went out and they said, all right, we're going to make this into a big fucking deal, and we're going to pay for Crash, and we're going to pay for fucking Spyro and Cloud, and fucking we're going to not take no for an answer until we get Snake in here.
Yep.
And no, we're not taking your shitty Dante. We're taking good old Dante. Eat a dick. Why is Big Daddy here? No, fuck that noise. And like actually made menus and single player content that was good. Yeah, like absolutely. That game was a lot of fun. I have the platinum for it on Vita.
I enjoyed it.
I had a great time with that game.
It
was I got into the semifinals of a tournament for that game.
Sure.
So,
I'm fine with keeping it for now.
Yeah, I think it's keeping it for now because I think of the potential for it could be cool. But
especially with some of these other ones we're looking at. Like, once you start looking at the top, you start thinking, ooh, but I understand where you're coming from. Like, that's like a potential 10.
Yeah, I think you can get rid of Ape Escape. When was the last time that did anything important?
Just the way you said it. Ape Escape, it's a name I know very, very well, but I also have not played very much Ape Escape at all, and I haven't seen much going on with that. So,
well, it was like originally like, oh, look at Rumble and analog sticks.
Sure.
And then like once everyone got used to that, it's like, oh, okay, Ape Escape.
Hey, so Sony doesn't own Katamari?
No, they did not.
That's shocking. Okay.
In fact, those games came out on the 360. I want to say even.
Really? Okay. Again, associated.
Yeah. No, it's just like yeah. No, beautiful Katamari made it out on 360.
Wow.
That's Namco.
All right.
Namco. Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with Ape Escape going.
Um, all right.
Okay. I had fun. I had a lot of fun with this game. I would happily try a second one, but Fat Princess.
Ooh,
I love that game.
that game is awesome.
Yeah, that game's really good.
That game is so good. Oh, this one hurts.
I know, because if they made a second one, I would absolutely play the hell out of it.
Yeah, like if they came out and said Fat Princess 2 coming this fall, I'd be like, oh,
yeah, yes,
fuck yeah, dude.
But
I played so much of that fucking game.
I had a great time with Fat Princess, but top 10 franchise.
No, she was in PlayStation All Stars though.
She certainly was.
Oh god, that one hurts.
I know.
It's fucking painful. All right, this one's gonna hurt some people because it's such a classic.
Yeah.
Parappa the Rappa.
Ooh, you're right. Again, this goes back to like the Vib Ribbon discussion of like there's the nostalgia, and then it's like not quite Vib Ribbon. Like Vib Ribbon was like taking your music and making a level out of it. Parappa was just like rhythm.
Put that out in 4K on PlayStation 4 Pro, and no one cared.
Yep. Like Parappa, the character and the world is cherished by the Sony faithful for sure, and it's part of video game history. But
it's a cool rhythm game.
I would, if PlayStation All Star 2 happens, Parappa's in that.
Yep, he is. Yes, absolutely. I think that is an interesting game. It's just like rhythm games don't really hit it anymore, which brings me to my next point. Yo, Amplitude.
Okay, so I'm fine with cutting Amplitude. I just want to say, like, you know, Beat Saber, but Amplitude.
Like, yeah, that'd be cool.
You could do something with that. That could happen right now.
The PS4 version of Amplitude was pretty good.
Sure.
They had music from Crypto the Necro Dancer in it, and I played a lot of it.
I love Amplitude. We can get rid of Amplitude, but
I feel like you can get rid of Rogue Galaxy and Legend of Dragoon. They're both really good JRPGs, but like third parties kind of do what they do better.
Sure. Yeah, I'm good with that. There's Falling All Cars.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go. Ooh, let's go for it. Oh no, I'm gonna wait on that one. Coolboarders.
Yeah, once again, cool game for the time.
Yep.
Fun stuff. Very similar to 1080 snowboarding. Like, okay, but like, there are better games out there. If you ask me, like, what snowboarding franchise do you want to come back? I'm like, SSX.
SSX number one.
And I'm like, Amped.
Yep.
And I'm like, what do you want third? Probably Coolboarders.
Yeah, like Steep is doing a real good, like, skate-esque arcade sim split right now with snowboarding, which is pretty good. Amped is real funny. SSX is a fantastic arcade snowboarding game. Yeah, if those franchises exist and are out there and are able to be made, I would much rather those than Coolboarders. So, yep. I would like a Coolboarders map in PlayStation All Stars or stage.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would be really neat.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Warhawk Starhawk.
I will cut you, motherfucker.
Look, top 10. Top 10.
All right, hold on. First off, I need to see if I cut Coolboarders. Okay, I did.
Okay.
All right. I would rather cut Siphon. Like, all right, look, there are a lot of shooters on here that we have not talked about.
That's true. We haven't talked about a lot of shooters. We've been targeting SOCOM a bunch. We need to talk about some of these other ones.
I think SOCOM you could get rid of. I think you can get rid of Siphon Filter before this.
The hip tech, man.
I think I'd be willing to sacrifice Killzone before this.
What?
I think that fucking Warhawk is a blast, and I think that in the same way you could picture doing Warhawk today, 32 on 32. You have all these dudes on the ground warring it out. You have these dudes up in their Warhawks fighting it out.
Well, you already sold me on 32 on 32, but
you know, like, and it's like I always remember like playing Warhawk and being in a tank, and like shooting a warhawk out of the sky, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!" Every single fucking time, it feels good. Um, I just think and like in the case of Starhawk, your warhawk turns into a mech, and man, that is sick.
What I'm hearing is that Titanfall 3 should be like Warhawk.
Okay, Killzone ain't going nowhere. So boy, we can come back to it, but I would rather go to SOCOM or Siphon Filter first.
We can cut SOCOM, and honestly, we can cut Siphon Filter. That's just another name that I recognize from, people talked a lot about Siphon Filter.
It was a really cool, like, cover shooter before those were a thing, and strategy shooter.
But, like, where does that go now?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go. This is an easy one. Tokyo Jungle.
This is not so easy. It's not a top 10 franchise, but fuck, I love the idea of that game. I had fun with that game. There is stuff you could still do with that idea. I want to see another Tokyo Jungle. Yes, I'm fine with cutting it because it's not a top 10, but like, shit, man. Give me another Tokyo Jungle. I want to be a Pomeranian eating cheetahs. Ah.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna make some people upset.
Yeah.
I'll make some people upset.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about Ghost of Tsushima.
Talk to me about Ghost of Tsushima.
Days Gone sucks, and SP was great.
SP.
Let's see. Same guys that made Days Gone. Days Gone sucks, and Siphon Filter was great. Like I said, I wasn't big on Siphon Filter, and I think that, like, once again, we're trying to cut this down to 10. It's not. It does, like. Cutting this down to 10 is already gonna be hard. And
that's the thing about this is, like, I think, like, oh man, now it's starting to get hard, and then I look up at the top of this list, like, well, actually, no, it isn't, but we have to have these conversations.
Ghost of Tsushima was a good game, even a great game, borderline a lot of the time. And I think that there's a lot you could do with it to make it better. Like, I got really burnt out on side shit in that game to the point of where I thought I was going to get the platinum, got 80% of the way there, and was like, I'm done, dude.
I was going to say, you were playing a lot of that game, so I'm shocked about this.
Like, I just got burnt out, and then, like, it's got really repetitive, and then, like, the story's, like, good, but not great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of this game, why it's so popular, it's not a temp franchise for sure. I'm saying a new Siphon Filter would have been cooler than a new Days Gone.
Sure.
And Days Gone. Yeah, okay, I can buy that.
Sure.
And, like, I think a lot of this game got by because of the setting, and man, it's pretty.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
do you think that it's something that, like, Sony's looking for a new franchise? Do you see a Ghost of Tsushima 2?
I can see one, but I look at 2 other games that studio has made, and I think I would rather have a Sly 5 or an Infamous 4.
That's true.
Like, if you told me, hey, we can do Infamous 4, I'd be like, Ghost of what?
Yeah, Infamous has been kind of quiet.
Very, like, that DLC came out, and then, like, Ghost Town, they all went working on Ghost.
Yep. And having a good kids game will always sell your console, and Sly is a good, accessible game.
So are we cool cutting Ghost of Tsushima?
I mean, considering what that developer could be working on instead of this, like, sure, my nostalgia is saying I'd rather those two.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
How did the sales for the last Sly go?
Not great. It wasn't developed by Sucker Punch.
Oh, well, that doesn't help. Okay, well.
It was a good game, though. I beat it. I beat it on Vita.
Sure.
Like, I really had fun with that game.
All right,
let's see.
Bronson, I'm coming for your heart.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
Okay.
SingStar.
Oh yeah, we can cut it. Like, obviously.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Okay. Like, Ghost of Tsushima. I think SingStar is one of the most underrated party games out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the idea of here, film karaoke built
Yeah.
into the game, and you can download all this music. Beautiful. Like when SingStar first came out on PS3 and you logged into that network, it was magical. But so here's what stopped that game from being what it could have been, though.
Okay.
Its DLC library was very mixed. Like they did not do the Rock Band thing where they went out and were like, "Hey, let's get big fucking names in here."
Yeah.
And that kind of kicked it in the balls.
But do you think that changes if they were to actually do that with a new one?
Yeah, I think it can. I think karaoke is kind of a universal thing, and they have no interest in doing it because like SingStar PS4, like they fucking shut that shit down.
Okay.
And they didn't shut the game. Well, they shut down the online store and the online features.
Right.
Like you'll be able to play offline, use download content, but the online function features of that date. Songs will no longer be for sale, and all shared content on SingStar.com will be deleted.
Yep.
That was a sad day last year when that happened. That was really bummed me out.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that those games were real interesting. That online connectivity stuff really set it over the top, but like no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
yeah, I'm ready to let it go. All right. All right. Hey man, I love me some Hot Shots Golf, but like,
I was just looking at that. Like, if they had a Hot Shots Golf, if I had a PS5 right now and they said, "Hey, we're releasing a new Hot Shots Golf while you're waiting for the slew of titles taking advantage of the PS5's power," I would say, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna play some Hot Shots Golf." I do enjoy me some full-on golf games, but yeah, it's not a top. That's not a top 10 franchise.
It has some really good potential to do some, but like I don't. Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Not enough there. So all right, go ahead.
We're getting to the point where like I don't want to cut any of these. So I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start bringing up names so that we can talk about them.
Okay.
I never played. We are at like 24.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Okay.
So, I've never played this or these games, but Gravity Rush.
That is a really cool franchise.
Right.
The combat is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you could do it. It has a cool story and a cool art style, and you could definitely make more of them. But I also think that Sony has no fucking interest in doing that.
Man, because that was a inclusion in PlayStation All Stars.
It was. She was a DLC character, a really good one too.
Yeah. Good idea, good design. But top 10.
It was just one of those cases where they just did not give a fuck about, like, even though it did well enough, and that's a shame because it's a good franchise.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so fuck. All right, look, Bloodborne or Demon Souls is making this list, and the one who's gonna make it is Bloodborne.
So Dark Souls, where does that fit into all this?
That's owned by Namco.
Okay, wow. Okay, and then do they also own Sekiro?
Let me check. I want to say yes.
Yeah. Cause
no, that's owned by Activision.
Oh wow, okay. Interesting that they just like they kind of do their genre, their particular genre of game, and then just kind of go around to different people. Yeah, Bloodborne has like even with this like re-release or the remake.
I love that fucking chat comment.
What? Activists on Own Senior?
Yes. Activists own Senior.
Yep. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Um,
oh, fuck.
yeah, of the two, Bloodborne has a much more enthusiastic, like, great that they remade Demon Souls, and I bet people are enjoying that.
It's awesome. I've been slowly chipping at it. I've had a fun time.
Okay.
But like, if you like, let's put it this way: if you go to the PlayStation merchandise store, there's not a Demon Souls section. There's a Bloodborne section.
That's fair enough. Yeah,
So
I think you're right on that. In the same vein, let's talk about Resogun and Super Stardust HD.
I think you keep Stardust if you're gonna keep. Like, I think that I want one of those to stay for now for conversation. But I think if you're gonna keep one, Stardust is a better game. There's more to it. It's on more platforms. It's a closer to Geometry Wars.
Right. Chat says autocorrect on this iPad's very aggressive. I hate very aggressive autocorrect. I hate it so much.
I hate it when activists go and fight seniors.
God damn it. Activist owns senior. Click my YouTube video.
I'm definitely cool with cutting Resogun, though.
I remember someone in chat not being thrilled at the idea of cutting Resogun. My question is, do either of these franchises make it into top 10?
I think you definitely could. I think that you could. I think very similar to how Geometry Wars was in the early 360 days.
Mm-hmm.
You could come out and say, like, here's your thing to chase high scores the next, like, year. Same thing with what Resogun was on PS4 and Stardust was on PS3.
Sure.
That type of game is timeless.
I suppose, but, like, looking at this list, that's going to be a real hard sell for me.
Yeah. No, going forward.
And then chat agrees Super Stardust is better. So we can at least get rid of Resogun for now.
Yeah. All right. Like, since we're talking about big boys, it's big boy time.
It's big boy time.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt me a lot to say.
Uh-huh.
Jak and Daxter. Naughty Dog doesn't give a fuck.
I don't even know where you go with Jak, to be honest with you. Like, I love that franchise, and they could absolutely make another game, but, like, yeah.
The trilogy wrapped up, and then they wrapped up even more story in their fucking car game.
Made a kart racer, and then it was like, all right, cool.
And then they, put out a PSP game that was kind of okay.
Right.
And, like, it's just, like, I don't know where you go, and apparently Naughty Dog doesn't, but I can more so consider that all the same franchise. Like,
chat says it doesn't hold up. Man,
I think that game plays fairly well still, but I think that, like, Naughty Dog has tried to go back to it multiple times, and instead they decided, let's make a fourth Uncharted, and then an Uncharted spinoff, and then 2 Last of Us games.
Right.
So I think that it's just like
I think they've well moved on from Jak, and it's not like Insomniac or not Insomniac, Sucker Punch, where they could go back and do, you know, Sly. They can go back and do Ratchet and R, but these developers are not going back to Jak.
And, like, it's so hard to bring that franchise back.
Yeah,
like that's all. It's a great franchise. I will always remember it fondly, but yeah.
All right.
I pick one. Pick a hard cut.
Oh, bros, I'm gonna pick a hard cut. Because, like, after this cut, I feel like absolutely for sure. Yeah. But after this, I feel like it's gonna get really hard for me.
Where's it going? Where are you going?
Motorstorm.
Fuck you.
I know.
Oh.
But, like, look at this list.
Yeah, I know, and, like, fucking Gran Turismo's here, and Gran Turismo's a fucking lock. We know it is. Shut up. And it's fucking, like, it's... Look, man, that third game, you race down a building that's exploding.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's fucking...
I agree.
Those games were... Okay, the first game was an interesting tech demo, but 2 and 3 had great online modes and were super fucking awesome. And, like, that third game, they finally nailed it. Like, they finally got fucking Motorstorm, like, to be this beautiful, wonderful thing. And then they just were like, hey guys, go make Drive Club, and then we're gonna close your studio because fuck you. God fucking damn it. Yeah, it's fucking. I understand, especially because I know Gran Turismo makes this list.
Yeah,
it has to.
those are different kind of driving games, though.
I know, but like,
but there's also another arcadey racer on here that I would rather have be in the top 10.
They made 4 fucking Motor Storms, not including their weird pocket racer thing, and like all of them were awesome, but like, no, apparently people just didn't give a shit enough. So let's fucking cut it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The universe isn't gonna let me cut Horizon.
You don't think?
I mean, we make the rules here.
We do.
And like, I think it's overrated. But they're making another one.
There's another one. There is a potential like future in this franchise.
You know, and I'm pretty sure, like, hold on, let me go on the PlayStation Gear store. Is that one of their listed fucking... No, it's actually not. It's not one of their listed merch things. Which is surprising.
Yeah, because... didn't help that game came out at the same time Breath of the Wild came out.
Horizon is overrated. Game sucks. I love it when the chat agrees with me. Alright,
I think we leave it on for right now.
Yeah, I think I want Killzone back. Look, if that's what I have to do to get rid of Horizon, fine.
Killzone, again, this goes back to like Killzone is a name. That's a visual. That is an aesthetic that you recognize the moment you see it.
And they just killed that website, and the launch title on PS4 didn't do great.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Remember that E3 Killzone 2 video?
Yeah, I remember when everyone's like, that shit's fake.
Yep.
And it was fake.
It mostly lived up to it.
It got close. It got damn close. It should have been.
Obviously, it's fake like a lot of those are. Like, all the animations, like, there's no way that's actually happening in actual gameplay.
No, that was so overtly fake, though.
Yeah.
That was like, you came out of that 05 demo being like, ha 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 ha. That's adorable. Same thing with the MotorStorm demo that same fucking year. God, PS3, they were on fucking drugs. Okay, hey, look, let's get rid of PlayStation All-Stars. Look, well, let's
like looking at this list. Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, great, like, game has a lot of potential. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I don't platinum games I fucking hate, and I have the platinum in it.
The problem is they have to actually, like, I'm sure, people work hard on these games, obviously, but the people that are responsible for getting the right franchise in did not do whatever needed to be done.
The business, look, that game's budget was like 1/100th what it needed to be to make it happen.
Right.
Okay. Like, Sony needed to go out and grease palms and get big names in it, and they fucking didn't.
And like, the potential is like, yeah, maybe they take it seriously, and then they put the money into it and make that. But as far as we know, they're not doing that.
And now fucking Snake and Cloud are in Smash Bros, and no one wants the shit anymore. So let's
yeah, now they're just sending it to Nintendo anyway, so.
Fucking, man, how cool that would be if they started getting Sony characters in it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, yeah, we got fucking Microsoft ones.
Why not?
Fucking...
We already got Cloud and Sephiroth in there. Just fucking do it.
7, 8, 9. Gee. We need to cut 7. Oh,
we need to cut 7?
Hey. Yeah, we need to cut 7.
Okay.
All right. Do you? I have a couple in mind. Do you have a couple in mind? We'll see if they match.
God, this is getting hard. I'm gonna go ahead and hit myself, but I need to check something with you first. Are the devs for the Ico Shadow of the Colossus Last Guardian people, are they still around?
I think so.
Do they do anything?
Oh no, they went out of business.
Where did the lead for that go?
So they went out of business in 2011 and got moved to Gen Design, which him and a bunch of former staff moved over.
So March 2020, Epic Games announced they would be fully funding development of something. With prototyping stage of designing a new game supported with funding. So they're working on something?
Hold on. Around formed Gen Design to complete development of Last Guardian. It was announced, came out December. In September 2018, revealed the studio's prototype stage of new games, supporting with funding from the Kowloon Knights. And Epic Games announced they'd fully fund development of it. So
it's multiplat, probably?
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. And
or
I think
PC, or...
The Ico franchise is dead.
That's dead.
Yeah, that's dead.
That was a hell of a trilogy, especially Shadow of the Colossus. Like, that one stood out more than the others, far and away.
This is my opinion. That was one amazing game,
yeah,
one pretty good game, and one kind of bad game.
Are we talking about Last Guardian is the kind of bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were trying to accomplish something kind of unique, and yeah. So yeah, I think that one had to go.
I think this is one that looking at this list. Yeah, Stardust has to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is an awesome game, and if we're up to me, I'd be like this is why I don't work as a video game executive, because I'd be like, what? No, of course we're making another Stardust HD.
Again, so we've done this with a few games now, and I want to just reiterate for chat and for future listeners or watchers or whatever. There are a lot of these games that we cut where, like, if we were in charge, we would make another one of these. Like, yeah, absolutely. No. And yeah, a Superstar HD, that would come in real handy right about now. When you're trying to get games going and give people reasons to play your new console. But top 10,
Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yep.
Me.
Yep.
Okay, hey man, let's wipe out.
Okay.
That studio also doesn't exist anymore.
Does it not?
Closed.
Fuck me, because Wipeout is that's another one, you know.
They didn't even make a Wipeout for PS4. They just
made that Vita one.
They put the Vita one out, and they put Wipeout Omega collection out.
Yep.
Which is Wipeout HD and Wipeout Fury, but in like 4K and with VR support.
Oh, they did VR support. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was done by Creative Vault Studio. It was ported by Creative Vault Studio.
Okay.
Who apparently are an ex-dev studio who has done nothing but port Wipeout and make Hustle Kings VR.
Okay.
What a life.
Yeah. That to me is like that's a franchise with history. It is a fun ass series. Yeah. And that has a place in a world where we're looking at VR potential.
Okay, that is a good argument for it, but Sony doesn't give a shit.
That's the thing, and like,
very, very similar to the thing I'm going to point out with a game that is going to hurt me to cut in a moment here. Sony doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and like,
if that's what we're going with it, like I don't know. Oh man, that sucks.
Which I like Wipeout. I mean, like I think I turned you on to Wipeout.
Well, because I was not like I played PlayStation 2 a lot, but yeah, like when I went to PS3, it was like, all right, I gotta figure out shit to play, and that was a fucking Oh my god, that game's good.
They closed that studio in 2012. It's like right after that Vita game.
I think it's dead. I will say that people will talk about Wipeout the show, and every time I hear the words Wipeout, I'm like, Wipeout?
No, same.
Like, still to this day, it's like, fuck me. Oh. Alright, yeah, let's get rid of it.
Alright, so hey, let's just kill Twisted Metal already.
There were one of two games that you could have said. You said that Sony doesn't give a shit out anymore, and it's going to hurt you. So we'll get to that one. I want to bring that other one up in a second. But Twisted Metal, let's talk about it for a second.
I think that Twisted Metal, that last entry, was really awesome.
Yeah,
it actually did well commercially. It reviewed well.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blast playing it. I had a blast playing it. Like it's one of those games where, you know, I could get I could play that game for ages. Like I remember being at that PAX and playing that demo, and Brute 66 is blaring in my fucking ears while I'm in a like racing down the road and blowing dudes up with rockets, and it's a great party game.
Yep.
And like I think like the success of Rocket League, like I think the success of Rocket League is yeah.
Yeah, like I think that was Twisted Metal. That remake specifically was one of those rare instances where someone made a remake and like did justice to what Twisted Metal was about, what it was. I think
they have their original team on it. They had the
damn, yeah, and like I don't know, man. People still, when they like talk about Twisted Metal, they just go back to 2.
Yep. No.
And it's like, yeah.
It's
that is a franchise they can go back to at any point, but
Mhm.
like a top 10 franchise, I just don't think.
Yeah, David Jaffe resigned after the last one also and made Drawn to Death and
Right.
Yeah. So going on, let's see. Final list: Uncharted, Ratchet, God of War, Last of Us, Bloodborne, Gran Turismo, Resistance, Horizon, Little Planet, Knack Daddy. Fucking psycho. Yeah.
That's good.
All right, bye, Twisted Metal. All right, so how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
3 more.
12. Fuck me.
3 more. 3 more. We are almost there. Look at this list, man.
All right. All right, list a name, and I'll tell you if I agree.
I want the conversation. Let's go, Bronson. Let's talk about Resistance.
It's better than fucking Killzone. It's so much better than Killzone. And arguably, I think better than Warhawk. I think and it's a unique setting. You know, like I think that like there's like alternate 1950s where aliens came.
Yeah.
You know, or like not like alien parasite monsters came that are like are also like body snatchers.
Sure.
That stuff Sony cares about, not shit I necessarily care about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they care about Knack. You're right.
You know, so like I think that
don't look at the chat.
You know, what? Don't look at the chat. You know, so I think that you know, like I think that Resistance, and then like Resistance 1 and 2 had these amazing multiplayers with this 8-player co-op and all these cool modes, and this 32 on 32 or this 20 on 20. And I think that the campaign of 3 is, yeah, it steals a bunch of shit from Half-Life, but I mean, if you're gonna steal shit, that's a good place to steal it from.
I remember you were talking at the time that game came out. It was like you liked that more than Half-Life.
I kind of like that game's campaign more than Half-Life. Which I know that's some people are like, yo, you're a crazy person.
That's my biggest hang up with this, though, with Resistance, is that do people care about Resistance anymore?
I mean, it's sold. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, how well did it sell?
When was the last game?
2011.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find sales. I can find reviews, of course. Yeah, and then they had the 2 portable games. One was great, one was shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the 3rd game did not sell great.
I remember
The
hearing that was the best one.
which that one had by far the best campaign, like far and away the best campaign.
Or did Resistance 2 have the better multiplayer?
Better multiplayer.
Okay.
30, like it was at like 30 on 30 crazy huge battles.
That's right.
I see the comment in the chat, but like,
yeah.
yeah, like I think Resistance as the unique setting, and also like I think Insomniac is a great developer who has been shown capable. They can work on many different franchises. And like, yeah, if out of the 3 shooters, that's the one I would choose to keep.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. Like, of the shooters, because what are our shooters? We got Killzone, we got Resistance,
and we got Warhawk.
Like, personally, I don't care about any of these. So it's hard for me to say. Man, just looking at some of these. You know, how about this? Because we did this a lot earlier last podcast, but now that we've narrowed it down this much, let's establish some locks.
Okay. So God of War, right?
God of War is locked.
Yeah, God of War, Obvi. Like that's I think that is the only one of these that has carried all the way from 2 to present.
Yeah.
And had a big presence.
And then reinvented itself.
Yeah. I think the way Uncharted 4 sold and the way they put out that spin-off and the way they like Uncharted is still very clearly in that like PlayStation best of list. I think you kind of have to put it there.
I mean, there's a goddamn movie with Tom Holland coming out.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg.
And then I think that the maybes are Last of Us and Ratchet.
I can see Ratchet and like, yeah, Last of Us has been up there. My problem is I personally don't care for Last of Us, so it's hard for me, but I understand just from seeing how like those best of lists and how many people talk about Last of Us.
Like Last of Us 2 won more Game of the Year awards than any other game ever, I want to say.
Ugh.
Like I'll have to double check, but yeah, like
saying like that it's one of the top 10 franchises, especially for them right now. Like, yeah.
Like I think that, and I think Ratchet has always been a consistent for them since it came out. Like
that's one that like of all of these they have stuck with. So
and, like they bought Insomniac.
Yeah.
Like they went out and they said fucking Insomniac. And then like I look at Last of Us 2 sales.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it was one of the best selling games of last year.
I believe that for sure. And
it was number fucking 6.
Yeah.
Behind Animal Crossing, both of the Call of Duties, Madden, and Assassin's Creed.
It is an important franchise for them right now, and I think that alone puts it in its top 10 right now.
Yeah, like that's no. I think those are the 4. So
man. Yeah, no. Now there's like
if it means it can live, we can. If Resistance can live, we can kill Warhawk.
Would you rather see them try to revive Resistance rather than revive Warhawk?
Yes. I think that is such a unique, weird setting, and I think
the setting alone.
Yeah, and I think that like all the crazy fucking guns that game had. Oh, here's a gun where you can see through and shoot through walls. Here's like a pin needle grenade. Here's like an anthrax gun. Here's like a revolver where he like has exploding bullets. Like all these like crazy ass weapons. Like and like like it was just, and like all these like monsters, like, oh, here's a T-Rex alien monster. Here's like a bayou swamp monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did such a I cannot like like once again I cannot believe how great that game is to play and just how people are just like fucking like it sold 1.6 million copies, which like isn't bad,
No.
but like it's also not like you know set the world on fire. I understand that.
That's what my hang up here is. I'm looking at this as a top 10, and like
Insomniac has been tweeting about Resistance relentlessly for a while now.
really.
I think it's gonna have a good. Yeah, they do put every now and then they put out like they like have put out like several fucking like teases like on their Facebook and Twitter of like tee hee hee, wouldn't it be cool if we did a trilogy HD thing?
To
Versus like
sell publishers on the idea,
yeah, and then
or Sony rather.
hold on, and then Warhawk, their developer doesn't exist anymore, which is another one.
That I mean, that alone makes me think. Let's cut Warhawk.
And also their studio that was responsible for keeping it on life support after their main studio died is kind of busy. They have a game that they're making. You may have heard of it. It's called God of War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like unfortunately,
In August 2018, Insomniac's community director James Stevenson called chances of a Resistance 4 a long shot, revealing that neither the developer nor Sony, who owns the IP, were talking about a sequel. As of January 23rd, 2021, Resistance Fall of Man and Resistance 2 have not been released on PlayStation Now.
Bummer. Okay, so that's a point against it. Like, what's Warhawk or Starhawk doing? Like,
I mean, if the developers are dead, then that means
it's on Sony to
they would have to find a developer who wants to take that on
to bring it to life,
right?
Which, man, then it's real dick move Insomniac to tweet and Facebook out, fucking like, oh yeah, man, David versus like. This is a tweet as of a day ago. They posted Resistance.
But maybe it's because they're trying to.
Like a fucking day ago, man.
See, that makes me wonder though, because maybe that just means they're trying to make it a thing without actually like this is them trying to like mess with the stock market, but it's messing with Sony's heads. Like, oh, maybe Resistance could sell if this gains attention.
Like like fucking, like that. Yeah, and like 2 weeks ago, goddamn more Resistance. Yeah, they post way more Spider-Man and Ratchet.
Obviously,
like Spider-Man's like fucking every other post.
Yeah,
but like, oh my god, just fuck.
Spider-Man. Who owns that?
Marvel.
Is that just like straight Marvel? They don't give that the rights to like the video game rights to Sony.
No, that's just straight up Marvel.
That makes sense. I mean, I understand. I just was like, and if we're talking about, anyway, we made the rules when we did this. So okay, yeah, I think Warhawk goes.
Okay, Warhawk. Oh my god, just January 10th, fucking post of the giant monster from Resistance 2. This is what it looks like. You can reach for the snooze button for the 15th time. Tee hee hee, you shits.
How many likes and comments?
To go back to it. 3.7k likes, 160 comments, 267 retweets.
That's a lot, actually.
Compare what like Ratchet is like 3x that.
Sure.
And Spider-Man is like 1 billion x that.
Yeah. That makes sense. But at least there is some interest in Resistance. Look up the Killzone Twitter or whoever that dev is.
That'd be Guerrilla Games.
Yeah.
Which hold on, I have to pull up their website. I always fuck up having to spell gorilla. Like gorilla, like a
guerrilla warfare.
Warfare, not like the monkey. Become a gorilla, 25 openings.
Nice.
Play Horizon or Killzone. Okay, so they're on their Killzone's on their website still. It doesn't have its own website, but it's still there.
It's still there. Like,
Visit Killzone.com. Killzone.com has retired. Dear Killzone visitor, the official Killzone franchise has retired. Going forward, visit Killzone.com. We directed to PlayStation.com. Well, this doesn't affect the online multiplayer modes, player statistics, or ranking data for Killzone Mercenary and Killzone Shadowfall. It's long impossible to create or manage clans in Shadowfall. We apologize for this inconvenience. Thank you to Killzone's many fans of theirs throughout the years for your enthusiasm and support.
Yep.
Great. Cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna I found Guerrilla Games. Killzone.com, follow us. And that was like their pinned tweet in 2011.
I love Killzone's pinned tweet, June 3rd, 2015. We have a new event calendar for you so you know what's going on in Shadowfall this month. It's 4 Mondays, 4 Fridays, and 1 Sunday event.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, 5 Mondays. Ugh. Yeah, their last tweet was 2017.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, their actual account is just at Gorilla.
Okay.
Horizon PC, Horizon in the style of Earthbound.
Okay.
Horizon is a pop. Steam Winter Sale, where Horizon's on sale. Horizon Zero Dawn giveaway, Razer products. Horizon. Hey, get this Horizon board game.
I feel like Resistance is going to get on here just because, like, Killzone has been left behind, even though I feel like people know and respond more to Killzone than they do to Resistance.
Well, yeah, like that was supposed to be the Halo killer.
Right.
The fucking raw.
Yeah. And obviously wasn't, but, you know.
It wasn't, but it was a cool game. Horizon is more boring than Infamous. I told you guys, it's such a tease.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Because what? We're at 12 now, right?
We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I'm gonna throw 2 out here.
For cuts or for saves? Or for
Cuts.
Okay.
Cuts.
Okay.
Killzone and Little Big Planet. Look, Ratchet's obviously staying.
Yes.
And the other child-friendly platformer is Sly Cooper, which neither of us want to cut.
The thing about Little Big Planet is there is, like, the customizing and creation of levels, I think, is something that kids today especially respond to if it was done well.
Well, they decided not to do that. They decided to make Sackboy's Big Adventure.
They did. Well, was that them?
That was Sony. Sony's the publisher.
I mean, yeah, Sony did.
Media Molecule's off making Dreams.
That's true. But what's going on with Sly Cooper?
It's so hard to say.
I love Sly. But
what happens? Sly Cooper 5. What's the? It would be a sequel. All right, so yeah, the wiki is just speculating.
Of course.
Let's see. The police plans are scrapped by Sony Kramer. So there's no Sly Cooper game development at the studio. Some say Sucker Punch could pick up the game. The Mantle Studio has been developing a different style of games and different scale games in the past 15 years.
Yep.
Okay, so this is made by Fanbyte in February of last year. So, so the developer of Sly 4 was bought by Facebook.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
Sanzaru. Sly Cooper, the series that was revived by the sheer force of Sanzaru higher-up's passion for it, isn't going to be resolving any cliffhangers the studio left with 4. Their earliest projects were the remastered Sly collection for PS3 and Vita, and then they brought the 4th game to PS3 and Vita in February 2013. Developed by a team with a lot of love for the series, was well received by reviewers, but on a cliffhanger. let's see. Let's see. They had intended to wrap up Sea of Thieves at a DLC level, the point where the plot was written and stashed away in the Sanzaro archives. These plans were scrapped by Sony and said there's no Sly Cooper game development at the studio. He signed off on the subject, telling fans they want another Sly Cooper game to save its hero. They'd have to convince Sony as it was out of Sozaru's hand. They're now an Oculus studio. After all the years between 3 and 4, they never expect to see Sly again. He occasionally slows up in PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, and PlayStation All for One.
It says here that they're in the middle of working on, or have been in the middle for a while, working on a Sly Cooper TV show.
I mean, okay.
And that there's no talk of games. So I could see them using Sly Cooper, the franchise, for media, but as far as games are concerned, unless that show's a hit,
The studio that was working on it doesn't work on it anymore.
Yeah.
And then the other studio is busy with ghosting and infamousing.
Yep. I think Sly Cooper has to go.
Really?
I do. Ratchet's here. I love Sly Cooper. This shit's kind of dead unless this show takes off and revives interest.
All right, Sly Cooper going.
Good games.
As much as I fucking hate to say it, you can't kill Horizon right now. They're literally making a second fucking game.
It's one of their new franchises that they're trying to get to take off, and they clearly are investigated.
Already huge.
Yep.
It's already huge.
Yep.
It's on they did that PC port, which sold fucking gangbusters.
Yep.
It's just too fucking it's too big.
Yep.
It's too big to fail.
Right. So I also just for another, I'm locking Horizon. Is that all right? We're locking Horizon.
Yeah.
And then on locks, should we just go ahead and lock Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
I want to talk about this game because we've been avoiding it because I want to see more of these games, but I don't know what the current status of things are other than what this dev's been working on. But Infamous.
I mean, we don't know what that studio is going to do next.
Right.
I mean, I want more of it. I love that world and that franchise. I think we're more likely to get another one of those than we are to get another Killzone or another fucking Little Big Planet. Like, Sackboy's still around, at least.
That's a thing. Sackboy, I would put Little Big Planet just in terms of, like, what you could use all this for over Killzone. Killzone seems dead. Like, Killzone lives because it just has a very striking style and has a history.
Space Nazis.
I think it's a really good looking Space Nazis. I had a lot of fun with that multiplayer Killzone 2.
I very much. That game also supported custom soundtracks on PS3, so I remember like listening to Journey on spring break, playing round after round of that multiplayer, and having a fucking blast.
That was, other than Gears of War, that was the best I was ever at a shooting game because the 6-axis made it so I could snipe well.
So is Killzone the Killzone the one?
I think Killzone's the one.
All right.
Looking at the rest of this list.
All right.
Man.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, we did it. All right, I'm gonna grab my second drink. We finally narrowed it down to 10. Holy shit!
This one hurt.
This is a rough one, man.
Kicked our ass.
All right, I'm gonna grab that drink. Chat, how you feel about this list? How's it looking?
Fucking kicking my ass all over the place. Fucking Lord. All right, so we got our 10 here. We have our 10 games. Now I need to order them. Bloodborne, Gran Turismo, Resistance, Little Big Planet, Horizon, Infamous, Last of Us, God of War, Uncharted, but na 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 na, and then Ratchet. My prediction was 90% correct. Oh yeah, what did we miss? We didn't get Knack.
We didn't get Knack.
What we put? What do we put instead? Little Big Planet. Oh no. No. Infamous. We put Infamous. That was a
Yes.
joke. I don't like Infamous. I also think it's dead. I think Infamous has way more of a shot than you would think.
That's something that's not far in their history. They could absolutely make another one of those. I think Second Son kind of was a case in point that like a superhero open world game, like especially with Sucker Punch behind it.
Yeah. And I realize that Spider-Man's on that platform right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, Spider-Man's doing that. But like I don't know. I think there's something that's their own superhero. Like Spider-Man they don't own. Infamous.
Yeah, Marvel could any day be like, yeah, fuck it, we want to focus on the new Avengers game.
They could do what the MLB did this week.
Oh, could you imagine being like, we're gonna let you keep making the Spider-Man game, but you have to port it to Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, fuck.
Yep.
All right, so that's all right. What is the bottom of this list? Resistance, right?
Resistance is at the bottom.
Like
yeah, because like that's hanging on by
hope, by literal hope. As
yeah.
somebody who lives very close to Seattle, Second Son was abysmal. Also, Delson was maybe the worst character I've ever had to play as. Oh, come on, Delson wasn't that bad.
I like Delson, and I live in Seattle now. Thank you very much. We'll have to get together sometime.
I've been to Seattle enough to know that while they did not do it perfectly, it was good enough.
Yeah, no, obviously, like, how was I think you'd see a Knack 3 before New Infamous. Oh my god.
Oh, Sucker Punch is too valuable now.
I mean, they're doing good stuff for sure.
Like Ghost was good. Like I just think that fucking Infamous is so much more interesting.
Imagine taking some of the stuff that they've learned with Spider-Man and they said like, all right, let's go make a new Infamous.
Yeah, let's.
Although I do think Infamous is at the bottom of this list, not below Resistance, but in the bottom end.
Oh, I believe it would be right. Like those two are the ones that are like, we're living on a prayer.
I think Little Big Planet is somewhere down here.
Yes, I would say that's actually next.
Yeah,
because Sackboy just did get a new game, but it's not a Little Big Planet game. It's a Sackboy.
It's a Sackboy thing, but like that's a that's another character for Sony.
I think it's a combination of what Sony does versus what we want versus like other things. So, all right, what's number? What was number? Yeah. What do you think is number 7?
Looking at this list,
I think Gran Turismo is a good spot for that. I think that
down here.
I mean, yeah, okay, so like those top 4, I think, are the top 4.
I agree. Which means we're looking at these 3 here.
These 3 middle children.
Which, like, Bloodborne is a great game. I'm not that great at it or get much out of it, but I recognize that it is, like, a gamer's hallowed, sacred games. How do you get that developer back to do Bloodborne 2? Just throw a bunch of money at him?
Yes, I think that's exactly what you do. Or you go to Blue Point, who made the Demon Souls.
That's true.
Remake, and you go, hey, Blue Point, hey man, do you want to like do that again, but like better?
Right.
So I think that's an option. I also like. I
Yeah.
know I can put Horizon there as well. Like
To be honest,
like
I think Horizon goes like Horizon. The reason I feel like Gran Turismo gets into 6 or 5 for sure. Horizon and Bloodborne are the ones for me because Horizon was like not Horizon 1 did not set the world on fire, but they're betting hard with 2, and that's the real potential who knows what. Whereas
well,
Bloodborne, we don't know what's going on with Bloodborne.
Like Horizon was like a critical darling. And like it does have a lot of fans. I know a lot of people, even in our Discord, who like, if you're like, yo, how do you like? Quinn loves Horizon. Tammy goes fucking ape shit for Horizon. It's rocking an 89 on Metacritic. Like, it's a
Oh
great
wow, I didn't
game.
realize that. Chat says, yeah, would Horizon even have sold well as a game if Ally wasn't so likable and attractive? Go on the bottom. No, like, yeah, all right. Yeah, no, you sold me on that.
Derek's got a case of ginger fever.
I think given the state of things right now, I think Bloodborne is, from what I understand, a better game and more beloved game than Horizon.
I mean, Bloodborne's sitting. If we're looking at Metacritic, Bloodborne's sitting at 92.
Right. Like in that sense, I think Bloodborne is better, but Horizon has like a definite future for the moment. And they're betting on Horizon right now, whereas Bloodborne, it got here on speculation of a future.
Right. But I also think that, man, if you come out at E3 or Sony, whatever bullshit conference they have, and say
it would light shit on fire
in 2022, Bloodborne 2, the entire because that game may have sold 2 or 3 million copies new, but like telling you right now, that game, if Bloodborne 3 gets announced, that theater is gonna be like, I would think it would almost. I don't think it's like Final Fantasy VII where like my eardrums got broke.
Yeah,
but like it would be close.
I mean, on that alone, like Bloodborne takes it over all these other titles. It's just.
I mean, I'm willing to put Bloodborne above those two.
But it's just not likely right now, right? Like we're more likely to see like a redo of Bloodborne rather than a Bloodborne 2.
Right, like a 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Or like okay, so I just typed in Bloodborne 2 into
someone squatting on it.
Into fucking Google. I got 2 news stories.
Okay.
One from they're both from Game Rant. Let's see. Elden Ring is currently, or From Software is currently working on Elden Ring. Will we ever see a Bloodborne sequel? Bloodborne is PS4. From Software does not like to repeat itself, and the inclination to resist churning out profitable shallow sequels is commendable. This is most evidence in last year's Sekiro. Sekiro is an anomaly among From Software titles in that its narrative is far more straightforward and self-contained than Souls or Bloodborne. So, you know, they go into it and they're like, they talk about the hanging threads and Bloodborne's plot. We'll always have yarn, it's just all like speculation.
Yep.
And then like this next article is like there may be proof, and it's just like yeah, and they're like, oh well, they'll look at the development schedule that Bethesda has, and it's like, what? What does this have to do with anything? Yeah,
so I think there is a possibility for a Bloodborne 2 with Bluepoint having done what they've done with Demon's Souls. If that means that they can make a Souls-esque game on the level of Bloodborne and be able to call it a sequel, would be insane and would be subject to a lot of hype. And if it delivered, would be incredible and would be like a contender for top 10 of that year. But this is all speculation. Like, yes, that they have everything that they need to make this work. And I think that's what got it to its top 10. But
I think part of it's also because like they make a lot of money based off of like selling on multiple consoles. And the Bloodborne is a Sony-owned IP.
Yep.
So I think that what's going to have to happen is Sony is going to have to back up the dump truck.
Yeah.
And they haven't seemed like they've been willing to do that.
Right.
Recently. Um, you know, their big dump truck move recently was to buy Insomniac, and they did that because Spider-Man did so well.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. So I mean,
then,
it looks like the options are get the new Demon Souls people or pay up.
I mean, like,
And even
Mom,
then,
Aloy's personality is what makes her attractive, in my opinion. Okay, fair enough.
I haven't played. I need to play that game.
Um,
Okay, so there's
I'm
one
also,
last.
okay, yeah,
Well, okay,
I'm
so I
game
have
though.
one last thing I want to say is we have not actually talked that in depth about Gran Turismo.
Okay, so Gran Turismo is the best-selling franchise on PlayStation.
Yes.
Like, it is, like, financially for them the most important. It's a
Would you
it
say Gran
doesn't.
Turismo is the standard when it comes to your sim racer?
I think in a certain crowd, yes, but I think Forza kind of has eaten into lunch as years has gone on.
Really? Okay.
I think that the thing that I have said after the most recent two releases, which were Gran Turismo Sport and Forza Motorsport 7, because Horizon's an arcade racer, is that the driving model in Gran Turismo is better. The physics feel better, the cars are more realistic, the tuning's more realistic. It's just a shame that its menus are shit and everything about it being a video game is kind of shit. Versus Forza, which its driving model isn't nearly as good, but everything else about it being a video game is about a million times better.
Hmm.
So it's, take that how you will. I think it's like important, and I think it's gonna continue to sell living shit out of PlayStations.
And like
And I think
that's the one thing is that
and I think that like it's also a really good tech demo for PlayStations.
that's true too.
Like if you go watch that like if you go download that like lossless 4K trailer of Gran Turismo 7, the announcement trailer.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like that is it like man, that is a gorgeous fucking looking game.
They're working on one round now, right?
Yeah, it's Gran Turismo 7. That is the like go
Okay.
look up go watch that 4K trailer on a 4K screen. It'll fucking blow your
I will
mind.
do so after this.
Yeah, like fucking car pretty like yeah, I'm fucking ape man, okay? Car pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And then how does someone like Anthony think of Gran Turismo?
Anthony's kind of like he's of the mindset that the driving model is really good for like the mainstream, but if you are like him where he actually races cars now,
Yeah.
he says there's better options over on PC.
I've been
But
seeing him when he logs on.
but he says like if you want to know what it's like to get a close approximation of wheeling a Ferrari around the track, it is its job.
Yeah,
So
I think on that alone, like having a Gran Turismo, I think Gran Turismo on that alone needs to be top 5.
yeah, and I think Gran Turismo is important.
Yeah.
I think Gran Turismo's 5. So we and then
I'm not a Gran Turismo fan is my thing, but
I
that's just, you know.
I kind of fell off those games after 5. Like, cause
Right.
6 was just kind of like a tuned up 5, and they didn't put out like Sport was like this weird online esports focused thing, which I don't want anything to do with my sim racer.
Sure.
I don't want to get blown up in online races, sir. No, thank you.
That's fine.
So that's where I am with it.
Okay.
So yeah, let's put
S-
in
s-
so Gran Turismo so that means Bloodborne's at 7 or at
yeah,
7,
do we do 7 and 6 or do we
and
switch
then
it?
Horizon's at 6, and then Gran Turismo's at 5.
I guess depending on how this next Horizon goes, we'll decide its future placement.
Yeah, like I mean,
The fact that
you
Horizon has a definite future and potential and a big fan base Like if Bloodborne announced news, if they had announced news like within hours of this podcast starting, or yeah, a few hours before this podcast started, that there would be a new Bloodborne, it would have probably gone up into the top 5.
The only thing that bums me about a Horizon is it's a cross-gen game. So they're doing a PS4 and PS5 version.
Oh, that's a bummer. All right.
Like, that's also my big I get why you do it.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. You need the sales, you need the user base. You know, like, and you believe that and like, hey, if we use the same engine, we can put a bunch of fancy shit on the new one, and then people who don't know better can play the crappy version. Well, okay, look, this is what happens every time, as I've said.
Yeah.
Last gen version gets gimped, looks and runs like shit. Destiny.
Cyberpunk.
Okay? Cyberpunk. Alright? Current gen version gets gimped and doesn't look like a current gen game. Or like a high end game.
Right.
Gun, Tony Hawk, Madden.
Oh, Gun.
You know. Alright? Very rarely do you hit the sweet spot of GTA 5 where it looks as good and runs as good as it can look on the old thing, while the new one's still looking like some cool cutting edge shit.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong about Horizon. I'm hoping that when I plug that into my new Sony TV later this year and check it out, it's like, oh, look at all this ray tracing and cool ass shit we did on the PS5 version.
Yep.
That's my hope.
Yep.
But yeah, there's always that fucking concern though.
Yep.
Always.
We'll see, man.
And to be fair, they did. Miles is on both, and Miles does look incredible. So that might be worrying.
It can be done.
So 5 is Gran Turismo.
Yep.
All right. So we got 4. We got 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Ooh.
I think 4 is Uncharted.
So, to see now my fight here, I feel like this decides. What do you think of Uncharted versus Ratchet?
I think Uncharted is kind of on the back burner for now.
Sure.
I think that if you ask me which of those franchises has better games and is more relevant overall, I would say Uncharted. I think that there are, Uncharted has a total of 4 main series games.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Four main series games. And then it has the PS or the Vita spinoff. And then it has the Vita spinoff, and then it has the Lord help me. The Lost Legacy, which was a really good Chloe Miles Morales type thing.
Yeah.
But it was still so it's it was what it is. Versus Ratchet has a longer history and a lot more games, and going forward, it actually seems like it's going to be a big deal for Sony. Because you look at that, they went out, they bought Insomniac, they put a bunch of money behind Insomniac.
Yeah.
What was their big PS5 demo at Gamescom? It was Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, the technology that they're doing with Ratchet and Clank is showing off, some PS5 power.
Yeah, it's showing off the PS5.
It's showing something really cool.
And that's the game I'm most keyed up for this year besides Halo. It's that one, and part of that's because God knows Naughty Dog's next game is probably 5 years away at this point, and we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's Last of Us 3. We don't know if it's Uncharted, Lost Legacy 2 or Lost Uncharted 5 or but they very clearly said Nathan Drake's story is done. I'm not sure if
I forgot about that.
I'm not sure if you played through 4 or not.
I own it. Haven't finished it.
But very much the end of that game sets it up in a way where okay, his daughter may take over in a decade, but otherwise this is very much okay, the series is done. unless they decide, okay, they did a Chloe game, a Chloe and Nadine game, so they're going to do a Sully and Sam game next. Are we going to do a?
There's a
Chloe
future. There's something that they can do with Uncharted.
There's a lot of cool stuff they can do, but I feel like Naughty Dog is very much kind of in Last of Us mode at this point.
True.
And I think that Ratchet right now is kind of their fucking like they're like, oh hey man, this is what we think is gonna sell a PS5 right now.
Chat coming in with some points towards Ratchet.
They do that on purpose, dude.
Well, no, that's what he's saying. It's rift apart. It kind of sounds like ripped apart.
Then there was I was Quest for Booty. Your arsenal, going commando. Tools of Destruction. They actually, the one for A Crack in Time was actually too dirty. They had to name change it.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was supposed to be Clock Blockers.
Yep. I'm just sitting here thinking about, like, I could see Uncharted going at 4 just because of where we're at right now, but we have this movie coming with
Mr. Holland
and Wahlberg, with a chance to definitely revive interest among people who are not necessarily people who play games.
And they just, but on the other end, they just rebooted Ratchet.
Yeah, and they're showing off tech with Ratchet that is super interesting. Yeah, Sly Cooper and Jack died, so Ratchet could live. I could see for right now, for the moment that we are in, Uncharted goes 4.
All right, Uncharted is 4.
But if that movie hits, if that's like a good video game movie, oof.
Don't hold your breath, man.
I'd like to. God damn it.
You're gonna suffocate.
I went back and I think I talked about this recently. I went back and watched that Mortal Kombat movie. Ooh.
Bad.
Fuck, that movie sucks. It sucks in a way that's enjoyable. That's the only reason people like it, is because it sucks in a way that's fun. But ooh.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay. So where does Ratchet go on this list then?
I think Ratchet's at 3.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that Last of Us is definitely number 2.
Definitely.
I think that Last of Us is 2 really amazing games. I think that this past, like, outside of Animal Crossing, it was the best selling exclusive of last year. It's won more game awards than any other game has ever won. And there's a lot of ambition in those games and those franchise from a gameplay standpoint and a storytelling standpoint. But it is 2 games in. We don't know when we're getting the next one or anything about if we're doing a next one.
Sure.
Some of the fans of the franchise are also kind of pissed off right now. I don't agree with them, but
yeah.
Versus God of War, which God of War 2018 was loved by pretty much fucking everybody.
Yeah. And it showed a new avenue for the God of War franchise to go. And you want to talk about people who are, you want to talk about the Master Chief of Sony, your Mario, your Master Chief, and then there's Kratos.
Yes, Kratos is the biggest one there, and I think that I gotta say I was totally wrong about the God of War 2018. I thought that game was gonna suck. I thought that game was gonna suck so bad. Because I remember God of War 3 came out. It was amazing. It was one of the best games I'd ever played at the time.
The end.
That ending, right? And
yeah.
then they put out God of War Ascension, which was just blech.
That's another game I remember playing at your place, and we were doing like a 60-minute access or whatever, and just like, huh. Okay.
So this is where you want to take this, eh?
Yeah. Weird.
So yeah,
but pre 2018, like where God of War was at, would not, it could, put it in the top 10 for sure. But like placed where they are right now here.
Right, like it, God of War 1 and 2 and 2 especially one of the best PS2 games. God of War 3, one of, if not like the best PS3 game. God of War Ghost of Sparta, arguably one of the best PSP games. Like all like it's just like you had that banger of an ending with 3, right? And you
Yeah.
didn't know where to take the franchise, and like they show off like this, Resident Evil 3 camera angle. It's Norse mythology. I thought Kratos should be dead.
Right.
Like all this stuff, and like they turned Kratos into a human, believable person with like that's like a character.
Yeah.
With like flaws that he has to reconcile with, and like how he's kind of a shitty dad, but like
which I
he's
totally believe.
But he's also like a good dad at the same time, and wants the best for his kid. But he's also a big mopey bitch because his wife's dead.
Yeah.
And like they do a bunch of really good character stuff with him, and it's like probably the best looking first party game on the system besides maybe Last of Us.
Right.
And it's a lot bigger than Last of Us. And like I don't, going forward, like it's just like it's the very much the face of the franchise, the face of the system.
That's definitely a face of the system, and we've only seen a logo, but we know it exists, and they're going in a different direction, which I imagine it's the same game style, but like a different direction story wise. What Norse mythology?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's more Norse mythology. It's just that it's like what's the dealio for this one?
Yep, but yeah, that's someone you slap on the front of your box, and that thanks to that 2018 game, that franchise is alive and well. So
yeah, and a great place. Which like Last of Us, I will be. It's just that we're so far away from the next one.
Sure.
And like
there's been 2, and that the reception of the second one, while well reviewed and well liked and earned a lot of money, interestingly mixed in some ways.
Right, like I know people who think that's the best game they played last year by a country mile.
Sure.
And for me, it was like number 6 on my game of the year list. I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And other people think it's trash.
Right.
Let's see. Hey Bronson, 4 more days until Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl for the 7th time. That's nice.
4 more days.
I'm rooting for Tampa because Lord, I hate Kansas City.
Wait a second. What?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, this week. This week is something. Yeah. All right. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah. You know what? I think for our top 5, I think we did really well.
All right, Last of Us. And then number 1, God of War.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
there you go, everyone. We'll play a little God of War music for you. Get copyright struck.
Yeah. Goddamn.
Also, the God of War 2018 theme was so good and so different than the other old God of War. It's so much stuff about it's so different.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
I think we did it.
We did it. All right, lock them in.
Lock it.
Number 10, Resistance, Fall of Man.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Infamous.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Little Big Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Bloodborne.
Yup.
Number 6, Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Gran Turismo.
Yup.
Number 4, Uncharted.
Absolutely.
Number 3, Ratchet and Clank.
Of course.
Number 2, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And number 1, God of War.
Kind of an easy pick, honestly. I feel like we dodged it. We kind of dodged the top of this list for a while.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at it and it's like, shit, these are.
Um,
I can't imagine a PlayStation without these games.
I had a blast playing the 2018 God of War reboot. Am I the only one who felt it didn't have much replayability, if any at all? No, you can platinum it on your first shot, I believe.
I don't know if that's necessarily a huge deal, though.
No, I mean, if we're talking like best replayability, then like, yeah, there's
Little Big Planet, make levels.
Oh yeah, Little Big Planet, you play literally forever. Like you could still be playing Little Big Planet 2 right now, or Vita.
Make your own, it's your own Mario Maker on the Sony platform.
The Vita is the best Little Big Planet game. So there you go. All right.
Ray's playing Bloodborne somewhere.
Ray's playing Bloodborne somewhere. Let's see what he is playing. We can find out what Ray's playing right now.
Sure.
See if he's on his PlayStation. He's been going through the Uncharted games recently, actually.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Actually, he is setting up a Nathan Drake cosplay, and I'm going to do Sully.
Are you going to do Sully?
Yep.
Nice.
But I already have the white hair. I just need to shave down to a mustache.
Oh, sure. I just thought you were speculating. I didn't think you were actually going to go do it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I got the shirts.
There's a convention happening at some point, if the world doesn't end before then.
All right, let's see if he's on PlayStation. Him and I are going to be playing. He is on PlayStation playing nothing. So
just enjoying that menu.
Derek, who's in our chat, is playing Control Ultimate Edition.
Control. All right.
That is free right now. Oh, and speaking of God of War, it today just got a free patch for PS5 that puts the game at 60 FPS and 4K.
Wow.
Together. So it's no longer you have to choose.
Holy shit.
Both, boy.
Wow.
You get both.
All right.
And if you have a PS5, there's no reason not to play that game because it's part of the PlayStation Plus collection.
Yep.
In fact, a bunch of different franchises that we voted. Here are games that we voted into our top 10 list that are in PlayStation Plus collection.
Okay.
God of War.
Uh-huh.
Uncharted 4.
Yep.
Last of Us 1.
Yeah, of course.
Ratchet and Clank.
Uh-huh.
Bloodborne and Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, Infamous Second Son. All right.
So, yeah.
Derek in chat says, maybe I will revisit now that you can do 4K and 60.
I'm going to wait until I have my new TV, and then I'm going to go for that platinum that I keep fucking ignoring.
When are you getting that TV?
When I get my tax return in, so probably the end of the month, beginning of March.
Gotcha. Cool.
I don't want to blow all of my own money on that.
That's fair.
Like, I like looked at my finances, and I'm like, yeah, I got that stimulus this week. I could literally just blow my entire wad on that if I really wanted to. Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm just thinking of like Animaniacs when they ask Wacko how much he wants to bet on Jeopardy, and he's like, "I'll blow the wad." Just like that's don't want to do that.
No, that's fine.
I've done the math. I should have like a good like $400 left after I buy the TV, which better than nothing.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys. That's it.
We love you. We'll be back tomorrow for your next favorite game.
Yep.
Talking about 2 of the best games on Game Pass, or 2 of the worst. We don't know yet.
And then we'll also be talking just Xbox, probably.
Yep. Talking a lot of Xbox for our Xbox show.
Yep.
And then on Thursday, we are doing an impromptu pirate night.
Yes.
Probably be getting on sometime around 6:30-ish Pacific Standard.
Yep.
And then Sunday is the news show. Derek, thank you for tuning in and enjoying your time with us.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope you keep enjoying Control and you liked our list. And we'll be back tomorrow. See you guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.